already shared it. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the LDM Show. Yeah, I got a hat on, got my hoodie. It can tell you that I was just one of those days, you know what I'm saying? If I could have had slippers, I would have had slippers, you know?
That's every day for me.
That's every day. Well, ladies and gentlemen, like, you know, we've been having guest co-hosts coming in. They're feeling the net word and getting their feet wet, in other words. They might be on this show. They might be on another show. You never know. But introducing today is Cameron. So how's it going, man?
It's good. I spent all day with the girls and took a cold bath, and now I'm here.
Oh, my God. I was going to tell you, you know, tell me a little bit about yourself before we go.
Yeah, I am Argentine and Spanish. Grew up in San Diego. I'm an actor, dancer here in New York, and I nanny a little blonde British boy all day. So.
Oh, my God. A male nanny. That's cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
You know, when you hear about it, everybody be like, oh, no. It's like a Bigfoot. You know what I'm like? Like, what? Did you see one? Where?
Well, yeah, I was bartending before this whole big pandemic happened. Oh. And then when all this happened, my friend was like, you know, I nanny, and the best friend of the kid that I watch is looking for a male nanny. Is that something you think you'd be interested in? I'm like, well, I grew up Mormon, so I'm sure I can handle kids.
Hey.
Yeah. And it's been great. I get to bring my dog sometimes. You know, it's a win-win.
Oh, my God. Well, 3-0 is not that bad. You know, you just have to have that energy.
No, it's just a tiny teenager.
Yeah. They got the energy. They got the energy to go far sometimes with it. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're here. We're testing, like he said, is Spanish and everything. So, you know, we might say a little bit. Now, this is a good, perfect way because we both Latin, but he's from another side of the Latin. So some of our words are going to be like totally different, you know.
Well, and I grew up with an all-white family. So I'm
it's
adopted. I know very little Spanish.
So we speak like, ¿Cómo está tú?
And Kansas City.
Right? And see. Hey, like my wife, when they speak to her in Spanish sometimes because she looks, I guess, Mexican or something. And she be like, sí, bien. Like, and they be a whole conversation and never noticed that she never spoke nothing. And she doesn't understand what they're saying. But I guess it goes great like that if you can fool them.
It's because Spanish flows. It just rolls off the tongue so you don't even realize there's gaps in it.
I know, right? You're like, just say a couple words and you'll be good. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching as you see me now, I am posting up live. So please share. Don't forget to subscribe and to like that button right there and to get to see us. So we're actually right here.
Oh, awesome.
So, you know, but I really didn't want to get into it, but we got a new president. Whippy, Yahoo, good.
Kind of hard not to get into it at this
Right, you know what I'm saying? It's like so many people talking about it. No, I don't like him and I don't dislike him. Trump, I didn't like him, I didn't dislike him. They all presidents to me and they all for themselves. That's how I feel, you know?
Fair enough.
I'm like, you know, I'm not, because people was like, oh, you sound like you're a Republican. And then the next day, you sound like you're a Democrat. It's because I'm for right and wrong. I don't care who you are.
I was going to say, at the end of the day, it just needs to come down to humanity. Are you looking out for human rights? Are you not? At the end of the day, if you're, you know, focused on people's hearts and their intent, that's really what matters. And I'm hoping that, you know, over these next 4 years, we see a lot more of that.
Well, he already talking about raising taxes and everything. But what president didn't start with raising taxes?
I mean, yeah, I'd hate to say it in this economic nature that we're in due to a pandemic. You kind of have to do something.
Yeah, because he's saying that the $1 trillion was a big bump into us. Well, should we have gotten that? Maybe not. Shouldn't we would have got businesses closed down? Maybe we shouldn't, you know? So you never know. It's done, it's done. So hopefully these next 4 years, he fixes some things. I don't think 4 years would take enough to fix things that have been going on for 100 years.
Oh, yeah. And I think it's impossible to believe that everything's going to be fixed or everything that he says is going to happen within 4 years. I just don't think that's realistic. But I think there is this overall energy of hope, at least like when I go out or I walk down the street or whatever. there is this revitalized hope, and I'm
Right,
very
right.
excited to see,
Yes.
not just what the president does with that, but what we as a society do with that. You know what I mean? Like when you feel good, you do good. And I'm excited to see more of that.
Yeah,
happen, too.
that's the one thing I can say about the whole thing, that the change of presidents. People have that hopefulness, But the one thing that I had a discussion on my page, we were speaking about how they were saying the first black vice president, and I'm like, she is? I thought she was mixed.
Yeah.
And I had a discussion on my page, and some people were like, oh, but if you really want to know if you're mixed, go to your history. I'm like, we're not talking about going by history. I can just ask my mom and dad. If one is white and one is Spanish, then I'm mixed. You know what I'm saying? But it's where I was born at. I'm American. I was born here. Yeah. Like my son was here, so he's an American, but his mom is Filipino and I'm Latin, so he's mixed.
Yeah.
I think if people would stop saying the first white, the first Spanish, the first person, that's it. Like how are we gonna get past color if we keep mentioning color? That's how I see it. And then I had a discussion online, and one person was like, I didn't think of it that way.
Well, it's interesting too, because I guess saying that, like, I'm mixed too, but because I identify so much with my Latin heritage, and it is so important to me, and it is something that I'm so proud of. And I am so far on the opposite side of the spectrum you were talking about, where, I walk down the street and most people aren't going to even try to speak Spanish to me or even mention it. That for me, mentioning race is so important. It's so much a part of who I am and who my life is and what I want to try to do in this world and the reasons why I have certain ambitions that I think, while I completely understand what you're saying, I think there is an importance to acknowledging where we come from, because it's the only way we can really see where we're going.
Yeah, that I understand, but I do not like when you take one thing. That's like, let's say, if you're the first guy on the show, let's say a first white guy, but instead of saying the first white guy, they'll say the first Spanish guy. Hello, I'm half white too. Like, why can't you say, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, instead of picking one thing out of me, why you just don't say the first mixed person?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this way they know, wait, he has two balances.
Because there is two balances,
right.
And I think that's so
important.
But
for me, for them saying Harris is the first black woman, then you're taking away from her other side of the family. That's why I don't agree with that.
I like that. That's the perspective I had really thought about, because it is so important for me to be like, no, listen, I'm here too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and then especially like if you're mixed, like I always have a joke. I said I'm everything when it gets me out of work. You know what I'm saying? Jewish Day, I'm like, I'm a Hanukkah. You know what I'm saying? Black, oh, way, Martin Luther King, I'm out. I'm anything to get me out of work. But I made that joke is because people use it when they want to use it on something. Like, wait, you wasn't saying that yesterday. Oh, yeah, but now I'm black. That's my black side. But yesterday you were on your white side. So you know what I'm saying? It's like, pick a side or just try to balance it out. And it's kind of hard. Like, like you said, no one even speaks to you Spanish. My friend, let him rest in peace, we called him Little Hector because he was the smallest Hector of the group. Blonde hair, real blonde hair, blue eyes, white as day, and he was Dominican.
Yep.
But he was born in Dominican, but then he came over here, started raising what? He used to love making fun of people. He'll go to Spanish restaurants. Let me see. He had this is how I'm gonna show my age. He had a black book. That's where we kept our phone numbers. But he acted like it was a book of Spanish. He was like, wait. Yes? We lost video? Go to the commercial now. Cut it. We're going to be right back. If you're listening on the radio station anyway, we'll be right back. Let me set this up. And we're going to speak a little bit about the story and have a little more fun.
As mighty armies clash in a struggle for total domination, the scales can be tipped by one man who has the courage to confront his fate and make a choice that will decide the fate of the world.
Guys put a lot lot of smoke here today. Wow. But anyway, we expecting a real superhero? I don't think so. The real life superheroes are the ones that are helping out in their community today. And the LDM Show will be there to bring you the events and stories to life. Do you know a real superhero? Let us know. But for now, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Also visit our websites for photos, videos, and updates. But until the meantime, hey, I gotta be out of here.
All right. Sorry about that. Our base camera just died on us. We had to put it back. But as I was saying about the story, he had a black book and acting like it was a translation book. And he'll look at the restaurant and be like, I want to try, wait, 1 second, bichuelas, beans, right? Right? And they will give him a whole lot of food thinking he's an American. And then he'd be like, okay, gracias, te veo. And then he'd leave. And they'd be like, what the? So we always said it's always good to use it when you need it.
Yeah.
But nowadays, if we're trying to, especially with all the MLK things that have happened, the takeover, we have to try to figure out how to not keep using color as everything.
Yeah.
You know? Yes, I want to know about my heritage. Like, you know, I found out so many things that are going on. Like, I was like, what part of slavery we came from, you know, all this stuff. But at the same time, I'm not going to keep using my color to get away with something, you know? Like, if you're mixed, you're mixed.
Yeah.
You know? So that's why I was a little not happy about how they kept saying the first black. And I'm like, but you know she's half Italian, right? You know, and I'm like, what happened to her other Italian side? Or I think she's half something like that.
But then what do you say with acknowledging the progress that this country has come? You know,
Right,
I mean,
right.
like there is so much progress to be made there, so much to be said there. You know, we have had the first black president now, also mixed.
Mixed.
Also,
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Again.
and now we have the first black female vice president, and how much progress and how inspiring is that? And I think that's why it's kind of the focus on the one versus the other. All of us white people, myself included, you know,
Right.
I didn't ever think, well, I guess I can never run for government. I guess I can never do this. They're never going to take me serious. So really putting the emphasis on the fact that there is progress to be made really just shows that, like, listen, there is representation out there for everyone, and we are at a point now where we can start to make those steps towards equality, because we're not there.
Oh, no,
we have
no.
a long ways to go.
Yeah.
But how incredible is it that not only is there the first female VP and first mixed VP who happens to be mixed as a person of color,
Right.
and how beautiful is that now all these little girls and all these little boys can be
like,
down there and say, you know what? I'm not limited by what you see here. And that's so beautiful. And so while I completely agree, like,
Oh, no, yeah, that's
let's
understandable.
not use our race for certain things. At the end of the day, also, let's applaud the progress that we've gotten, and let's
so
focus
far,
on how much hope that there is to be had in that.
Yeah, and that is so true. You know, even though I'd say about 10 more years, or hopefully during my lifespan, mix is going to take over.
Yep.
Mixed race is going to take over. So they are the ones that are going to stop all this color stuff, because they're going to be like, no, we're mixed. That's it. No more colors. You know what I'm saying? So they are the ones that are going to stop it sooner or later.
Already there's so many people that are mixed, and I think, like myself included, we may identify with certain parts of ourselves a little more, but at the end of the day, how many people do you know that are fully one ethnicity? And I don't really think there's that many in comparison, at least in the United States. You know?
I probably think 10% maybe.
I don't know, but so I think you're right. I think we're on our way out the door with that a little bit.
Yeah. You know, because a lot of people was like, before when I was brought up, they was like, are you Puerto Rican, Dominican, Spanish? You know, they would name all the race. But as time went by, I noticed people don't say that. Are you Latin?
Yeah.
Now they just said Latin as a group.
Yep.
Like,
It's
no
like
more.
Latin or Hispanic.
Right. No more like putting you here and putting you there. Like, and that's what I loved when they started using that word. I'm like, okay. So, and that's why when people would ask me, oh, you Puerto Rican? No, I'm Latin.
Yep. Love that.
You know, and I think that's what a lot of, like even the Asians, they started gathering that word Asian. Okay, before they were like, no, I'm Korean. Okay, Asian. No, Korean, Chinese. And they didn't like it. But now when you say Asians, they like, okay, you're trying to say as a group, as one. They are, noticing that more. And I think that's where people need to start focusing more on anything else. Yeah. But congratulations to the president and vice president. And hopefully, I can't say y'all gonna do us right because you don't have the last word. The senators and all them, they have the last word. So, but
well, and on that too, we also had the last word. So it's really important. We this year I think was record-setting in the amount of people that showed up to vote this year, right. Mail-in ballot or in person. But like, our work doesn't end there. We can contribute so much to what we do. We can write letters. We can go to city council meetings. I mean, maybe not right now with this whole pandemic, but we can make our voices heard. And I think that's our responsibility too.
Yes.
If we're not doing that, then can we really fault our government for not speaking for us? Because we're not letting them know what we need and what we want.
And then I'm going to piggyback off what you just said about voting. We just did the vote, but that was not the most important vote. The president is not the most important vote. Nope. The congressmen is you want to vote for the people that can do the law.
I was going to say your local government first.
Yeah, these are the guys.
Your city councilmen, your district leaders, like all in your local government. That's what dictates everything.
Yeah, because they're the ones that make the laws. They're the ones that say yes or no. And then your city mayors and your city governors. Those are the ones that say what your city is going to do. So start voting from there. If you can go out and make a world record voting for Trump, for Obama, and now again. Yep. So what we figure? Like 45, 40, 44, 45, 46? So if you can do it for all these three, then you can do it for your mayors, your congressmen. All these guys that make the laws, those are the ones you need to attack first.
Absolutely.
And I think, and then you worry about the president, because the president can't say yes or no on a lot of things unless they sign it. So if you got a doof bag or whatever you want to say, I don't want to curse, but if you got that type of guy that's writing the last law and the president is the angel of all angels, it's not going to matter.
Right.
So, so there's certain things that he cannot do, and just like Trump couldn't do, but he will say he could. No, you can't.
I was going to say, and that's how you keep them accountable, and that's how you have the checks and balance system working efficiently, is if you're really staying on top of all that stuff and starting from the ground up. And I'm really invigorated about this last election because I think we're starting to see more people in my generation and younger really step up and say, oh, hold on. We've let go of the reins a little too much. Let's step back into it and let's start doing something about it and let's start to be heard.
Yes, and it is very, very needed. And they trick you. They'll put on the news, go out and vote for the president, vote for the president. Oh, yeah, next week is the government. And go out for the president. Like they'll say that real quick, and you didn't realize, wait a minute, that voting finished already? Because they're not going to announce it like that because they know that's the most important vote.
Yep.
Those guys, the judges. Oh, we got that hard judge again. Didn't you know voting was last week? You're like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, people do not know. So I'm thinking there's a way maybe we need to say, listen, you got to let us know or send it through the mails when voting is. Like, I want to know all the dates of voting.
Well, and
like,
everything's so done with technology nowadays. I don't see why all people who have their own account, like the account leaders on cell phone bills and stuff like that, the admins on each account can't get a text message, every month saying, this month we have these things happening that are being sent from our government, and maybe that's a local government thing. And maybe that's something at the next, city council meeting, you go to your district and you say, listen, council, this is something I'm thinking. Can we be made aware of these things? What laws are in progress? What do we need to focus on? Where can we find that? Can that be sent out every month like a
Amber
newsletter? But
you do an Amber Alert. Why can't you do a voting alert?
Right.
Yeah, that's true. And if you do one, you know who you got the credit for. Let's go. He said it here, and we got proof. But let's move along for the voting. But again, congratulations to all the history making that is going on. Continue, like he said. It starts with you and it ends with you. So don't think the government and the president is going to continue doing everything for you. That's the one thing,
And I love that you mentioned the other, real fast before we shift gears, you mentioned, that it's about all the other branches of government as well, because it wasn't just Kamala Harris and Biden that made history this year. We have the first trans person in the cabinet. We have
Oh, yes, that's right.
so many trans people in Congress now.
Yep.
First black man in the governor.
The governor.
Governor in Georgia. Like so many people made history this year on
And
all
he looked like he
levels.
doesn't play. You seen him? I was like, he's a governor?
I wouldn't want to mess.
He looked like a bodybuilder.
So many people made history,
Yes.
and that's so exciting. So I'm just excited to
Yeah.
see what's around the corner in every aspect and really
It's-
catch
when
our
I was
part
when I was
there.
watching CNN this morning, I counted up close to 4 to 5 history-making events this year with the votings and stuff, and it's good. We need more people in that is us.
Yeah.
In other words, but people just whoever you vote for, the one thing I always say, do not really think they are for you. You know what I'm saying? They still have their own money making that they have to make. They still have people that they have to answer to, so they're not totally for you. You can't just knock on the door and be like, girl, I voted for you. Come on in. No, she ain't going to come on in. You're going to get arrested. So, you know what I'm saying? I know her. I voted for her. No, you didn't. You don't know her. So, because I heard people like, yeah, that's my girl. What? Who? Harris? She don't even know you exist. Like, try to go to her house and see if she really know you. But, yeah, congratulations to everyone, and especially the new mayors, the trends that are coming, and because that's a big impact.
It's huge.
That is a big impact.
Especially being over healthcare.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like the wonders that can happen for the beautiful members of the trans community just because there's someone who understands that struggle that is in there, because healthcare isn't on their side currently, and I think that's just so phenomenal that we have someone who can actually make a difference, that knows what needs to happen in
And
order for those
hopefully
things
he
to
can make the
happen.
difference. Because how some people, when I leave this community, I'm going to come and help the community. You never hear from them again. So hopefully that they get in there.
The door is open.
It's open, right. But understand, they have a lot of pressure on their back, too.
For sure.
Because now they have, especially him, he has all the LGBT on his back, and then plus he has to still have the straight people in governor saying, no, we ain't going to use that. So, and he's like, no, but I promise. You should have not done that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's going to work out to the best. But again, congratulations to everyone out there for history making. And I see a lot of people waving and saying hello. But we got into a good conversation. It's rare that I can sit here and have a good conversation, right? About politics.
Especially politics.
Yeah, some people, you don't know what you're talking about, Charles. I'm like, okay, then call in and battle me or something, or debate. And since I shut a lot of people down in debate, they don't want to debate no more. So, but, it is because I told them when I debate, I don't debate on what I really believe in.
Yeah.
I debate on what you believe in and what I believe in, but I'm showing you what you've never seen. So that's why in the debate be like, oh, well, wait, well.
And
It's
that's
like,
really the only way to debate, because if you're not looking at both sides, then what's the point?
yeah, and that's
Why are you having this
and that's why
conversation?
a lot of people are doing now.
Yep.
They're like, oh no, but you seen? I'm like, oh, but if we would have done that, no, I don't see that. I see something different. Always try to find something different. But anyway, since there is making history out here, we made weather history as well. It haven't been a winter. Keep it up, Mother Nature. I love you.
It's a two-sided coin there, because
Right.
global warming. It's
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah.
also, the San Diego boy loves it. I love the warm. It could be warmer,
Listen, I haven't
70
got-
degrees, I'm shaking like Shakira. Let's
Oh,
bring it back.
I got a light jacket, like a light ski jacket, that you put under the ski jacket and I've been wearing that. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, keep it up, Mother Nature. I love you.
I still had 4 layers on today, but
I don't know, and I'm one that be like, I'm cold. She be like, you probably old. No, it's just I'm cold. Like you go like you said 70. I think my limit is probably 68, 69.
Okay,
I'm like,
so
woo,
you're right there with me.
yeah, I'm cold. Especially the house. I don't know, for some reason it can be 70 degrees in the house, but it feels colder.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I go outside, it's warmer. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, no, and I gotta put up the heat. My heater is snitch. I gotta say it, because as soon as you put the thing down and the heat turns on, it starts going click, 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 click.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, I guess the pilot,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, damn, you are snitch. Who turned on the heater? I'll be blaming my son. But ladies and gentlemen, we always get to this time of the show that we talk about the differences of men and women and what has been going on. I seen a post. I'm trying to remember who put it. I always try to give the credit to the person I seen, but they were speaking about breaking up. Like the man does not know when is no, and I'm like, no. I think I seen a lot of females that you be like no, and then we come into your house the next day, bringing food. Didn't we just break up? Oh, that was for real? I didn't know. Yeah. I even text you, bye. So who do you think doesn't really take the hint of a breakup, a man or a woman?
Oh, God.
I know. Tough questions.
I don't know.
Tough question.
I don't know. I have the luxury and the disluxury, I guess,
Right.
of being bi. So I've been with men and women. And,
right.
And honestly, I don't know. Me?
So, okay, so have you ever been, okay, I don't like to use the word dumb, but release from the job. No, what was the other one? They used to use, they were always going to call you back. They never did. Watch, it's gonna. No, not ghosted. On the job, they used to use a word. No. It's a word that they use that that you can come back, but they used to use it back in the days for you don't get unemployment.
Oh my God, back in the day, sorry.
So you don't get unemployment. They used to use it, and unemployment started realizing you're never going to call these people back. But anyway, I guess dump is a good word. Let's say. Have you ever been dumped?
Yes.
From both sides or just one?
Both sides.
So now, okay.
Yep.
So now, which one that you didn't really like? Nah, they playing. You didn't take it serious until
I
you.
think it depends on the length for me, right?
Ah,
if it's
okay.
something short,
Gotcha,
I'm like,
gotcha.
all right, yeah, you meant it. All right, see ya. But if it's like something where we've been invested years upon years, then I'm like, hold up, though. Hold up. I know you're mad, but hold up.
Yeah. See, I think females somewhat do that because, and this is why I say females do it more, because they're the ones that want to do the dumping. The females love to do the dumping more than the men. The men are like, damn, I'm going to tell her. Then she's going to start crying and stuff, and then she's going to be bringing back, next week we're supposed to be doing stuff. How can I do this? The men start, but the females, they the ones that want, so when you dump them, in their mind, they like this. Oh, I know this effort didn't just dump me. Oh, heck no. Oh, I'm supposed to be dumping him. Oh, and then the words that come out of her mouth, what? I'm going to go cook.
See,
So
I think I've lucked out because every girl that I've had to dump, it's been like, all right, see ya. And now they're some of my best friends.
Yeah.
They're the ones that I've stayed in contact with. All the men I've
'cause it was
dumped,
a,
it's hell no.
because
You
it was,
know?
oh no, that's one thing. That's one thing. Mutual friends as a ex, a female would stay more.
Yeah.
But a male,
Nope.
That what? Nah, she broke up with me. Forget that. I don't want her. And they would never talk to
It's
her.
a pride thing.
Yeah. I think. But if you broke up with the female and she'd be like, okay, we can be friends. Yeah, we can be friends. That's cool. Because
Yeah.
you're the one that broke up with her.
Might take a little to not backslide.
Right.
But once you get past that, yeah.
Yeah, the backslide and
Over you, that's it.
yeah, and then if your pride really hurts, guys. If the girl dumps you and be like, oh, I think this is over. He was like, oh, my bad. I didn't even know it was still going. You know what I'm saying? Throw it back, and then when she leaves, start crying. She left me. But you want to make sure you're manly, man. Yeah. I didn't even know we were together. We were on borrowed time anyway. I gave you a week ahead. You know what I'm saying? And then when she leaves, you go to the shower, start crying and all. Because for a man, I don't think it really hits him until he's sitting there by himself.
Yeah.
When he's sitting
the
there,
alone
he
time
can.
is when it really hits.
And that's how you can tell when men got dumped. When they start calling their friends and hanging out here, they don't want to think about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably why. So now I know when a boy calls me, hey, let's go hang out. What happened? You got dumped?
But when you're in a relationship, you're good to take a day on your own. You're like, all right, let me go for a run, and you just hang
Yeah.
out at the park all day.
Yeah, guys just don't want to admit it. They be this was our favorite movie. Start screaming.
Christina,
Oh, Christina said, I think it depends on the history, to be honest. Like you said, men and women are confusing, myself included.
I hear you there, Christina.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. Me? I'm the one? It depends.
Yeah.
Really.
I really never dumped a girl. I guess what they call ghosted now. But it was never like, okay, this can't do no more. We got to. It's not you. It's me.
See, I never understood the ghosting culture. I can never get into that. If I had enough respect to be interested even a little in you, then I at least owe you enough to say, listen, you're cool and all. I don't see this going anywhere.
Not me.
Or, listen, we don't work out. Not cool, but I'm gonna go. Like,
see, that's why I liked it, because I was dating. Yeah. So if I don't like you no more, I just don't call you no more for a date. I'm good, you know. But if I'm going out with you, I used to make them want to dump me, because it makes me feel better instead of me worrying about she's crying somewhere in Bayonne with swollen eyes or something.
I think that's the better question. Like, who would rather be the person dumped? For me, I'm like, oh, no. If someone's got to hurt, it's going to be you. Like, I don't want to
You firing me? No, I quit.
I'm like, hell no. I'm not going to be the one hurting here.
You know? And then you throw those hurting words. I didn't want to be with you in the first place. This was pity. So now I'm going to dump because you were pity. You start getting mad and say things you don't even know. You say things you don't understand. And that dog was running across the street. Like, what the? I don't know what I'm saying.
Never had a dog,
right? But it's just, you get confused. Like, okay, whatever. Like, because you don't, like you said, you don't want to be the one to be dumped. Like, especially when you didn't know it was coming.
Right.
You over there flipping channels. We got to talk. When the girl says that, raise the volume up. Wait, babe, because this is a good movie. Matter of fact, we're benching this whole series right now. Because you know what that means. We had to talk. That one talk thing doesn't really, go far.
I was going to say, and it's either a real short conversation or it never ends. You continue having to talk.
Yeah. If she said we want to talk and you see a luggage in the front, just don't talk. Just grab and go. Just grab. Like, oh, the luggage. Okay, I'm out. Because it's hard, like, being dumped, especially, like you said, if you invested so much years. But I think the investing in so much years is what is the issue. You get too comfortable and thinking they're always going to be there. And like, I'll hang out with them tomorrow. They're going to be there.
And the thing I think is interesting too, like, every relationship has like that needy person or like that clingy person, right? And society always wants to pin that on, oh, that's the girl that's so needy or whatever. But my question is, in a relationship, which are you? Like, for me, I noticed with my partner, like, when we first started dating, I definitely was the needy one, for sure. But now, oh my God, tables have turned. Like, now that we've been together for enough, it's like, wait, I was needy? I'm the needy one? No. And I noticed that in my relationships just in general. Like, when I first get in a relationship, I'm like, all right, I want to get to know you. I need to know what's going on. Like, until I trust you, I'm like on top of everything. But once I trust you, I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah. Take a week in the Bahamas. I don't care. Yeah. I'll see ya.
You need gas money?
Not because I want you away, but because I'm like, I have nothing to worry about. Go ahead. Like, it's fine. But I have to establish that trust first. So which are you? Like, are you the needy one? Or are you the one
that's what I was going to say. It depends on the beginning of the relationship. Sometimes you want to be the needy one. Yeah. But since, like I said, I used to date, and I had a rule that I don't date more than a month.
Okay.
So I made sure I was never the needy one. I was always I wanted to go to the house so badly. You want to come over? I guess, I was about to do something, but, I'll go. That's how I was. And then I'll be running to the car. Yeah, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? But I never showed it. But as in the beginning, like, you become not the needy one, but then, like you said, in the relationship, you start changing.
Yeah.
Now, the needy one is like, wait, no, I'm not. And then the one that wasn't now is, So it changes in the relationship. Sometimes it's like, okay, you can go. But then when they go, you'll be like, oh, damn, are you coming home? What time is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what come? Now, I'm not worried if you're coming home. I just want to act. You know what I'm
It
saying?
probably ebbs and flows quite a bit.
Right,
but from my perspective, I'm like, wait, hold on. No, I think I'm good. Like, that's okay.
It happens, but like I said, comment below. See, this is what I'm saying. Christina said, "Excuse me, when is Rhea going to be the co-host? I need instead of being in the background, we need a woman feedback." Yeah. Listen, first of all, I'm glad I got him here because y'all women's always attacking me online like crazy. Like I got no guys online helping me out. I'm like, hello, and I know they be watching. Like I said, always they just watch with their girls and they can't say nothing. Like, go ahead, you answer Charles. I dare you answer Charles because we're gonna have that talk.
Was that Christina again?
Yeah, Christina, said.
Christina, now you got to tell us, which are you? Are you the needy one?
Yeah, right. Are you the needy one? No, I know for sure. That's my niece. Her boyfriend is the needy one. Yeah, if he's watching, he know he's the needy one.
And you know what?
Calling 500 times in a minute. That's a record. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? I want to actually address that, right? Because needy has such a negative term to it.
I know, right?
Right? But it's really not that bad. It's like, I want to be with you.
Yeah.
I want to know
But
what's going on.
how
Like,
much of
invest.
that? How much of that is too far? Like.
I mean, that depends on the person, honestly. I think.
You can't be going in the bushes. That's a little too far.
Right.
I just wanted to be around you. No.
But at the same token, I don't want to be with someone that doesn't need me at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to be needed a little bit. I want to know that I matter, to some degree. And so I think there needs to be a new word for needy because needy is so negative. Yeah. But I think we're all a little needy.
What they use before needy? The clinging. They were using
Which
clinging.
is also terrible.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not saran wrap.
Yeah. Why you so clingy? So, it is, different words. But, yeah, I think it should be like, you need me somewhat, Yeah.
I think everyone should be needed and everyone should want to feel
that needed. Like, yeah, like some girls, they be like, oh, my boyfriend again calling me. Oh, my God, he can never stop calling me. But deep inside, he's calling me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're like, deep inside, he's like, yeah. But the girls wasn't around. Oh, yeah, babe, how you doing?
And also, truth talk for a minute, if you don't need the person, why are you with them? You know what I mean? Like, not need them to survive, but like, it should be a partnership, right? It should go both ways. Yep. So if you both don't need each other, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. It happens. And again, comment below. I got to check both because I didn't even check the other websites. And I'm sorry for the people that are listening on the radio station. Last week, you guys were commenting on the radio station. When I got home, I seen the comments. We don't have that system yet to see every platform that we have, so I have to go on and check. So we'll answer you as much as possible. But thank you for commenting anyway. So comment below, who's the more clingy. I know. I know that. I already said that. See, I was trying to help you out. But I had one person that was like that. Like, I went on one date with them.
Yeah.
No sex, no nothing. And I was like, wow. If you're like that now, imagine later. I was like, call me up. You want to go on this Saturday? Ooh, this Saturday. Ooh, let's see. I think I got something to do. But I'll double check. Again, I'm gonna hit you up on my old age. And I'll beep you when if I'm going. I'll put a 2, with my number. And that never did.
And I think a lot of that too is presentation. Like, how do you present it? Because
I first date, you're like, oh.
Because if it had been presented any differently, I probably would have been out the door with my partner. But literally 30 minutes into the date, he's like, so you free Thursday? Let's go on another date.
Right.
And just because of the way it was presented and because the conversation was so good, I was like, yeah, I am. That's great.
Oh, he trapped him.
But real quick. And
I like that move.
It's a good trap. Real happy about it. But if you would have been like, so listen, you're not doing anything Thursday. We're doing this. And then Friday we're going to do that. I would have been like, Yeah, sure.
I
See
gotta
you
use the
later.
restroom. I'll be right back.
You know what I mean? So I think it's presentation too, right? Like, you want to show the interest, but like, don't suffocate me with the interest. Let me know, like, you're interested, because I hate that all these games, right?
Like-
where you're like, no, I'm not interested, I'm cool, whatever, and then you're upset because I didn't call you back. Like, are you interested? Or are you not? Like, why are we no longer direct? Why do we no longer say what we're thinking? And so I think, where's that line between being too clingy and actually being direct?
But I like that because it's true. I always hear, we adults, they're not like one. Like, why you don't speak your mind and say, hey, like, it's taboo to say having sex on the first date and all that. Ooh, don't say that. I never did that. Yeah, sure. You know what I'm saying?
But how many of us have never did that?
I'm innocent. But, or kissed or something. Like, there shouldn't be a rule if you're an adult and you like each other. But you don't want to show that clinging, because to me, I'll be like, if someone shows that, I'm like, that's psycho. On the first date, I'm like, and I'm walking past a bush, I'm looking to see, okay, she gonna pop up like Michael Myers and then disappear?
In
like,
all these bushes, is there a story there? Like,
I don't know. I just see so many horror movies. I see so many horror movies that they come out the bushes. Like, But no, I was in a farm for many, many years and there was no bushes. But it's just all these horror movies. They always come out of bush or something.
it is always a bush.
Right? It's always like Michael Myers always come out the bush and looks at you and then come back. Like, what the?
Or it's like from behind a tree that you just walked by. Where were they when you walked by on the other side?
But like, listen, that tree is not that big, But that's, you don't want that feeling. Now, the feeling that you do want to get is like, if they say they're coming over and you feel that happiness of them coming over, Like many times I was like, you're checking the blinds and making sure everything is working. You hear a car parking, you're like, okay, that's him. No, that's not. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like
that person that makes you excited to pick up your place, to like tidy up, even if it's already clean, which hopefully it is.
Right.
But you know what I mean? That person that makes you go, you know what? Let me do those couple dishes in the sink before they come over. That person that makes you excited to put your best foot forward. That's who you want to be pursuing. That's who you want.
Yeah.
Like, that's the feeling you want.
But guys, if y'all didn't listen, I'm going to give you some of my tips when I was dating, since I'm not going to use it no more. I used to test some of the girls when they come to my house. I used to leave sometimes the dishes. Sometimes I used to leave the things on the floor, see what they do. Yeah. And if the girl comes in and knows that you work a lot and do that, and say, wow, you got all this? Let me clean this real quick. You're like, ooh, this girl is really like want to help. Like, she wants to. Some girls be like, oh, push this to the side. Let's go somewhere else. Like,
I'm that girl.
You're just like, let me push this to the side. I need a room. No, but
I'm like, cool, you didn't get around to it. Let me put it where you'll
you
get
can do
around
it later.
To it,
it ain't my house. I ain't doing it. But you never tested out someone like on purpose to see what they do or say?
No.
You never?
No, that's one of those games, man, that I can't do.
I don't know. You know what it is? Is that I never wanted to waste 4 or 5 months, to know you wasn't going to be that person that's going to be like with me.
Fair enough.
Like sometimes I didn't work all day. Oh, you work? Oh, my God, I'm tired. Like I was just going to lay down and watch a movie. Oh, man, I wanted to go out. Yeah, I can't go out. All right. Like, damn, you couldn't say like, okay, well, maybe I'll go home with you and watch a movie with you. Like, you couldn't do that? So I'd be like, nope, she's gone. No, I had a strict, like.
Oh, man, you got a checklist and everything.
Yeah.
Really lucked out, because I don't.
No, and
I don't know,
I
don't know how she passed all that.
My best friend used to tell me, told me, that list is going to keep you single because you have a strict list. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I don't know how she checked all the boxes.
Well, yeah. Well, the only box she didn't that I had was she was distance, long distance. I didn't like it.
That's hard. My partner was long distance too.
Yeah, and I'm like, no. But what helped was technology.
Yep.
Like,
I think it's so much easier to do distance now
than it was
before. Have any of you guys watching had a long distance relationship? How was that for you guys? Let us know.
Especially before and now, because long distance last time, where you at? Why you didn't answer the beeper or text me, or something? Or back in the days it was chat rooms. Like why wasn't you in the chat room at this time? And so your mind starts wandering. Now it's I wonder what this person's doing. Let me do the video.
And like FaceTime is so
Yeah,
nice.
but don't-
I was on tour when I met my partner, and he was in Boston, and like going across the country and being able to see his face every night and like have virtual dates or whatever made all the difference. So then, you know, during this pandemic, we ended up, you know, living together, and now we do actually live together, moved in together. But you know what I mean? Having that FaceTime while we were, you know, across the country and whatever. I don't think the relationship could have worked without all that. I don't know how people did long distance before.
I always thought, oh, but you had to have faith. No. I'm like, if you let your guards down on long distance back in those days, that's why there was so much cheating.
I was going to say, sure, you have to have faith, but like, how quickly are you going to develop that trust when it's long distance before you can like, I get if you've been together for years and because of work someone has to move across the country and it becomes long distance. Yeah. But how are you going to have faith when it starts long distance?
No. Back in the days, there was no way I'm going to start a long distance. And there was no way that we're going to do 3-5 years together and then we're going to do a long distance in those days. You know why? Because I'd be like, wait, 5 years. Maybe she's tired of me. And now she goes over there and finds something that she's been missing. You know, like I worried about stuff like that.
And even now, I don't know anyone that starts long distance, stops being long distance, and wants to go back to long distance.
No.
I can't imagine that. Literally, this pandemic, my partner and I were like, well, we've been living together for 8 months. You're working from home now. Just move in because no way are we going back to long distance when all this is done. Like, that just makes no sense. And it's not like you have to be in the office.
Right.
You're not having anyone in the office now.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't imagine having to make that choice to go back to long distance.
It was funny because I seen a video where this long distance couple was on their anniversary. And she had a cake, and he went on the camera and blew the cake, and she blew it out at the same moment that so it made it look like, you know, they were there. And I was like, you see, you just have to use technology to help you, you know. Yeah. Now, I'm a type of person, if I FaceTime you or call you and you didn't pick up that video, I'm like, okay, now what? 10 minutes later, I'm calling you, and then all of a sudden, you calling, but you don't pick up the video, you just calling. Now you're going to be like, wait a minute. Why are you calling me and you didn't put no video up? Now your mind start going crazy, and because of that long distance. Yeah. But if they were just like down the block, you would not even care.
Right.
But the long distance, like you want to know what's going on at all times, and it's kind of hard, but you still can make it work with all the technology that's on now. You know what I'm saying? You got GPS. You know what I'm saying? You got use this bracelet, this necklace, and the necklace is a GPS tracker. You know what I'm saying? Here's the ring, and it has a little camera so you can see what's. No, I'm just joking. If you got to go that far, then just break up, you know. But yeah, we're running out a little bit of time here. We got like 10 minutes. So we got 10 minits. Is there any conversation you want to throw in? Like, you know, you can throw in anything.
No,
you know?
I mean, this has been great. We've just kind of been flowing.
This. Anyone that watches, if you're the first time watching the LDM show, this is what basically we do. In the beginning, we'll talk a little bit of news, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, we just conversate about what people been asking online, you know. Some of these questions, some of the people online will ask me or something like that. They know I'll give them a straight answer, but a funny straight answer. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like it to be so stiff. So, and this is all we do is joke around. So if you can take a Thursday to come on and joke and have fun or just listen to us on the radio, then that's great. Our job is done, basically. Because I know the world is like so stiff.
And who doesn't need a good laugh in the middle of the week, too?
Oh, my God, yes. You know, before that hectic Friday and the ones that would be like, oh, he's talking about dates. I didn't even have a date for 2 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay.
Well, especially during the pandemic, I'm sure there's many people that
Hey, listen, again, virtual technology. You could go on a virtual date, you know?
My brother got his girlfriend during the pandemic, and I'm like, how? How did you meet? What?
That's using technology. That's using technology.
Like, good for you.
Girl, you're alone. I'm alone. This video thing is not good. When we finish, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, technology works. And this just shows you that when it's time for you to find the right person, it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You know, me and my wife, we told the story before. We have a serendipity type of love. You know, we met. Well, in the background, like we never told the story many times. But I changed it around just to fit me, to make me look good, because it's my story.
There's truth and perspective.
Right. Yeah, somewhere down the line. No. But the truth is that we met on the internet back when Yahoo chat room was popular.
That tells you
How far away we know each other. And it was a chance because I was speaking to friends, and she popped up in the same chat room that we were all friends, but she was a friend with one of the friends. So we started talking and everything, and then we lost contact with each other because of the internet. And then I started, because I was a fighter, so I was traveling, fighting. She was with her job, traveling here, there. And then all of a sudden, one day, I said, let me send an email to see if she would respond, because I just seen the email like, oh, snap, this email's still here? Right. She doesn't exist, so let me send. She replied back. I was like, wow. So it was the time for us to meet, again. Yeah. So that's why I said, when is the time? It's the time. So if you rush it, that's why I think a lot of things fall down, you know. Like you said, like you were stuck in the house. It was like that was forcing you guys to understand, listen, you don't got no time. Y'all belong together here and now. So,
Well, and that's interesting because, like, my partner and I met because he was dumping someone and I got stood up.
Oh,
and
wow.
we just ended up at the same bar. I went to a different bar because I got stood up on a date, and he was at the bar dumping someone. And
he was the dumper?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I saw him there, and I was like, well, you're very good looking. There's my number. I'm going to leave. Enjoy whatever this is.
Wow. He was like, wait. Is that an opportunity going on over there?
I did. I sat there and I was like, so what's going on? Are they friends? Are they friends?
Right.
Or are they breaking up? Are they getting together? What's going on? So I'm sitting there drinking my whiskey Coke. I'm like, all right. Oh, this isn't going to work. You're better off as friends. I could be a good friend too. There you go.
We're like, hey, I'm therapy right now. I'm therapy, boy. Mm-hmm. Wait, opportunity knocks. You just don't wait. Boom, you kick the door down. Be like, wait, let me open the door. No, you're taking too long.
And like I said, I was on tour, so like if I didn't book this tour, if I wasn't there rehearsing, we would have never met. Why else would I have been in Boston?
Hey, I lived in Boston for 2 years.
It's all right.
I lived
there for 3 months.
Yeah, it's all right. I only was there for work anyway. So, but
it's not New York.
Yeah, it's not. It's like a suburb mixed with a city type of feel.
Right.
You know,
it doesn't
like
even feel like a city really.
That's
you're
why
like right in the middle.
The only thing that was the city is because of the building.
Yeah,
but it still feels like the
say
suburbs.
Copley Square, and that's about it.
Yeah. So, and that was the only time I felt like the city, when I had to go to work in the city. So, yeah. Again, guys, we're speaking about relationships, and right now we're speaking about how things happen for reasons when it comes to, because I've been hearing a lot of different, like, before I wanted to know about love, I used to go ask the old people in the parks, like, how are y'all still together, and how y'all met? No one ever had that happily ever after fairy tale meeting. Yeah. You know, they always met by chance, or they got hooked up, or some of them didn't even like each other. Yeah. You know, they were always arguing or something. And I'm like, wow, I never heard someone say, oh, I was sitting in the beach, and beyond that, she was running. And there was nothing like that. Like, I'm like, okay, I've been watching a little too much movies because they're not describing nothing I'm watching.
But also, would you watch a movie?
I don't know. I've been watching like Hallmark cards or something. I don't know.
I'm like, as much as I love my love story, and I'm so happy that it happened the way it did, and I'm so happy with who it happened with.
Yeah.
I don't know that flipping on Netflix, I'd be like, that one.
That one.
One I'm watching.
She's running in the beach with a white horse, and no, but it's never what you imagine. Like, it's never gonna be that happy dory. They come in a horse or something to save you. It's just. It could be the funniest thing. I fell, and the guy picked me up, and all of a sudden I looked at him. It could be so many different
I was on
things.
a messenger chat.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, she jumped in and...
I got stood up.
Like, listen, I got stood up, so I know how you feel. You know what I'm saying? It's like, It's never. We're two perfect examples of never gonna happen love story beginnings. You know.
Exactly.
So
And
it
then
is
throw
great.
a pandemic in the middle of it.
Yeah. Yeah, look at that. You know what I'm saying? And but it's good. And a lot of people can use this pandemic. Like if you're stuck in someone's house, you'd be like, oh my God, as soon as they let me go, I'm gone. This boy, I cannot stand him. You know what
I
I'm
was
saying?
gonna
Like,
say this make or break so
So many
many
people.
things. Like as much as like the pandemic's been hard
Mm-hmm.
on life, and I'm sure it's been hard on a lot of people. I am so grateful for this pandemic because, like I said, we're long distance. It forced us to know each other in the same spot, the same area. Like we had to live together before officially living
Right.
together, and how great that we got the chance to do that before one of us uprooting our entire lives to test it out, see if it works. And like, you know, I think even the relationships that don't work out from this, how great that they were able to really see what was there and what wasn't there,
What
and what
wasn't.
could be worked out and what couldn't work out. Like there is an upside to a breakup, even as hard as they are. And so, you know, I'm as much as like this pandemic is this pandemic, I'm so grateful for it because it really has taught me a lot about myself and about my partner and you know what we need and what we want.
yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. How much alcohol
Oh,
I
I
can
could've-
consume. Just kidding.
No, and it's true because like so many people been like together maybe 30 years, 40 years, but then now they be like, well, do you gotta breathe so hard? Like, goodness gracious, all up in the neck. Like, you know.
It's that I can live together, I can love together, can I work
But
together?
you know, like, but with us, like, my wife, we work together. She, we used to always make jokes and be like, oh, she pimps me out because she, like, when we're outside, she'd be like, oh, this is Charles from the LDM. Go over there, go ahead, get his autograph and take pictures, you know. So, you know, when this happened, it was like, okay, we're always together anyway. So it didn't really bother us. But there are some people that never been more than 8 to 9 hours with their mate.
They didn't know how to be together.
And they've been together for 20-some odd years or 15, 10, whatever, but never spend more than 8 hours together. And it's like, okay, now I got to spend a whole 24 hours in this house with you. Goodness gracious. Who let the toilet up? Oh, there's only 2 of us living here. Who you think? And you start, you know, arguing about that, like every little thing. Yeah. Oh, now you want rice. You never wanted rice before. Yes, I did. It's just I ate it before you ever came home. You know, like, so these are little things that they never notice.
And you learn so many little things about your partner in this too, which is, I think, great.
Hey, no matter what it is, if you wind up staying with them and being stronger or breaking up, you're still going to learn something.
Yeah.
And maybe if you're 25 years and then you don't want to waste no more 25 years, another 25,
Right.
not knowing who this person really is, you know. I just feel sorry for the lovers, you know what I'm saying? Or in Spanish, the chillas and chillos, because the side pieces. I feel sorry for them because the guy or the girl can't leave the house now. I can't go for another 2 weeks and stuff. Who's that? That's nobody. Don't worry about that. They quarantine too, you know what I'm saying? Like,
In that circumstance, you know, you learn something about your partner, I guess.
you know,
I don't know.
But with that said, ladies and gentlemen,
Maybe they become the main piece after that text. Who knows?
I want to thank you for coming. It was a great deal. It's not going to be the last time we're going to see each other. That's guaranteed. I tell you, we've been doing the test, and this whole month, so far, I can say 2 positive, and he's one of them. So no matter what, we didn't feel discomfortable, nothing. We felt comfortable with each other. We talked, and I just met him like 2-3 minutes before we even got on the air. So that tells you a whole lot when you are a professional and when you just want to have fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, if 2 strangers can sit here and speak for a whole hour about a lot of stuff and still have fun,
Including politics.
you can do the same thing in learning about a stranger or your neighbors, because that's what it's all about, learning from each other, because that's the only way you're going to make it in the world.
Yep.
Because if you don't, that's what makes prejudice and that's what makes racist, by not knowing who that person is and what they stand for. So, again, tell them where they can find you. And
So I am mostly an Instagram boy. My name is very fun. It's Cameron with 2 M's and 2 R's. So Cammerron, kind of like Camarones.
On Camarones.
And then B as in boy. So Cameron B is my Instagram handle. And then I have my personal page that y'all can follow me on because we're friends now, which is because of the double M and the double R, it's double M, double R, the word double M, word double R. On Instagram as well. That has a lot of photography and my puppy. So
there we go. And again, ladies and gentlemen, go to our page, www.ldmshow.com. I'm sorry, theldmshow.com. And you can see all the videos, even this one that is there. And all the description is in the bottom as well. So again, congratulations to everyone that had made history. Thank you again for coming.
Thanks for having
me. Again, I like that one-liner. Since you're here, you might as well move in. So, hey, this is Charles Laloma. We'll see you next week with some more fun and some more topics. Keep the questions coming in, and we'll try to answer them as best we can. See you next week.